Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to be doing our mid-season rankings, the top 16. It is officially 2024, and we are inching to the draft day coming up in Vegas, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around and let's see who's in the top 16 as of right now. And can you please subscribe and hit that like button to help the channel grow? I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, number one as we stand, and it has not changed since day one, Macklin Celebrini. Look at the numbers he is putting up in the NCAA as a 17-year-old freshman. 35 points in 22 games as of this recording. Come on, 18 goals, 17 assists. Yes, the kid has proven that he is the top choice right now and probably for the rest of the season. I've said this since day one. I love this kid. He's got the full package, and he's just doing things that, you know what, in the NCAA, on a pretty good team. I mean, you gotta admit, Boston used a pretty stacked team, but still, he's carrying his own, and he's doing all kinds of good stuff. And like I said, I've had the pleasure of watching him live. He's just a special player, and he did it in the World Juniors too. And like I said, I've shown some clips from the World Juniors and whatnot, and like he didn't really, dominate like Bedard did last year, but he definitely left his mark and was one of the better players on Team Canada and obviously the youngest player on that team. So he still stands at number one, and I don't think there's going to be any change until draft day in June. Macklin Celebrini, he tops the charts. Number one. All right, moving on. Number two. Now this is where it gets there's a lot of different, possibilities, I guess. I got Anton Silayev at number two. When you're 6'7", 207 pounds, and you can move around the ice really nicely and have some mobility and some offensive upside, and he's only 17. He's a young prospect. You're gonna stand out. And the NHL love big mobile defensemen, and Anton Silayev has that in spades. And like I said, he had some really good numbers at the beginning of the season, but he's kind of slowed down now. So, it affected some of his rankings in other places, but I still think that, depending on the team, if they need a D, he's going to go pretty high. There's a Russian factor that you always got to take into account, but still, he's number two on the list for me. All right, number three, moving on. You know what? Back-to-back Russians? Why not? And this magician right here, Ivan Demidov, just awesome with the puck on his stick. Like, you're talking shake and bake, like in sync back in the 90s. Like, this kid just has all the tools offensively. Now, he is playing in MHL, which is kind of, not really a top junior league, I guess you could say, compared to like the CHL and whatnot. But the stuff he's doing there is just ridiculous. 45 points in 23 games. Yep. If you take a look on Twitter, on my Twitter, I have the points per game across a lot of junior leagues across the world, and he's at the top right now. So, and in these highlights, like watch this. Goes through the legs right there and then just puts a move. Oh, my dear demigod, what just happened there? Yep, look at that. He's got that edge work, eh? It's fantastic. All right, number four. This is where I'm probably going to get a lot of slack, but I'm still going with my boy Cole Eiserman. 55 points in 32 games for the NTDP. 34 goals. He is top three all time for goals in the NTDP. The kid can shoot a puck. And you know what? He's actually gotten a little bit better in terms of passing and whatnot. And I'll show you a clip in a minute, but look at that shot right there. Like, I've seen him live a lot of times, last year, this year. And that shot, like when you see it live, it is very impressive. Now, the defensive aspect of his game, his compete level, that's what they're worried about. But if you're talking about scoring, man, this kid can bury a puck. And you know what? I think you can fix the other parts of his game, but the scoring, that's just natural. All right, number five, a riser from day one, Cayden Lindstrom, the power forward who plays in Medicine Hat. Like, look at this, 6'4", 215 pounds, 27 goals in 32 games, 46 points. He is a beast on the ice. And you know what? Like I said, power forward with some scoring touch. And this video, I'm going to show this video all the time. It exemplifies what Cayden Lindstrom brings to the game. And that is, look at the defense is literally draped all over him, and he still buries it upstairs. Like, come on. This is what you get with Cayden Lindstrom. And yeah, teams are going to love this kid when he makes it to the NHL. A little bit more development, you know what? But like, Look at the shot. Boom. It's in the net. Woo! Yeah, Cayden Lindstrom, that's right. I think that was a teddy bear toss, and yeah, he buries it right there. Nice goal. All right, moving on. Number 6. Now, another defenseman, very strong defensive core in this draft. And look at the numbers that Artyom Levshunov is putting up. 26 points in 26 games, a point a game as a freshman. He is the 3rd youngest player in the NCAA right now, and he is among the top point producers for defensemen in the NCAA, playing for Michigan State. And like I said, you know what? He's another one. Big, 6'2", maneuverability, and has a little bit of offensive touch. So, you know what? Right-handed D who can move around on the ice. Yeah, he's going to go high in this draft too. You know what? I think it all depends on where the teams are selecting and whatnot. We'll get into that when we start doing some mock drafts and we know the outcome of the draft lottery. But for the most part, he's going to be a high one, definitely on draft day, definitely within the top 10, I'd say. All right, moving on. Number 7, we got another defenseman, Sam Dickinson, plays for the London Knights, 43 points in 43 games, a point-a-game player. And yes, he's another one, big, strong player, size and mobility, who loves to join the rush. I've seen him a bunch of times live. And let me tell you, if he gets a chance to join the rush, he's in. And he's got a heavy shot. I'll show you, like when we start doing the scouting reports, I'm going to show his shot. Like the one-timer from the point there, he can wire a puck. Like I'm talking a hammer from the point there. And defensively, he's very strong too. That's the other thing with Dickinson, is that he plays well defensively. So, you know, you got that two-way D who's got some offensive touch. He goes number 7 on my list for right now. All right, moving on, number 8. Now, this is where I kind of find it hard. I'd say flip a coin between Konsta Helenius, who's got 28 points in 37 games in the Liga, the top men's Finnish league. That is very impressive for a 17-year-old. And the next player who's coming up in a second, Berkly Catton. I love both of them. But Konsta Helenius, he's put up some very impressive numbers everywhere he's played, even like, say, internationally, U18, U20 and stuff like that. He played in the U20, didn't put up a lot of points, but I thought that he played really well the entire tournament. And I thought that that helped his stock, in my opinion. So he's doing some really good things. He's pretty strong defensively, too. So he's like a strong two-way forward, I guess you could say, who I wouldn't necessarily say he's got some huge offensive upside, but can definitely help out on the score sheet, and it'll be interesting to see in NHL. Number 9, Berkly Catton, one of my favorites, the Cat. So he plays a very similar style of game to Helenius, in my opinion. He's a two-way competitive prospect, got some offensive touch. Look at this, 73 points in 44 games, among the top. Well, he is the top points per game across the CHL for NHL draft eligible players. And look at this. So this one here showed his little deke there, and then he gets it back, and watch this shot. Boom. Berkly Catton just buries it right there. And had a really good showing at the Linka Cup, had like 8 goals in 6 games. So you know what? He's another one. Him and Helenius, you can flip a coin, in my opinion. I'd say that, that's a tough one. I like Berkly Catton a lot, though. I put a lot of highlights of him on Twitter. All right. Getting into the final here, top 10. Another offensive, defensive, Zayne Parekh. Plays for Saginaw. Seen him a bunch of times, too. One of my buddy's kids plays in Saginaw, so I attend a lot of those games. And he has 66 points in 44 games. Topped the 20-goal mark, second year in a row as a 17-year-old. So if you want an offensive style defenseman, then Zayne Parekh is the one that you want. The only concern with Parekh is needs to improve the defensive aspects of his game, I guess you could say, right? Not really all that physical, I guess you could say. Not like, say, Sam Dickinson, but the offensive side, and he's got this shot. Like, it's not really super powerful, but he can find a way to get it through seams and hit those targets like no problem. Yeah. But like passing, same thing. This year definitely improved his passing game. All right. Number 11, we got another defenseman. Again, strong defensive core this year. Zeev Buium plays at the University of Denver, and he has 33 points in 24 games. What? Yeah, just has been at the top of the NCAA defensive scoring the whole season. And played for the U.S. national under-20 team. He's the only draft-eligible player on that team, and he's just having himself a year in Denver. And he's another one. Like I said, that's a nice pass. That's his brother, actually. So this one here passes a slot to his bro and then buries it right there. So it's a Buium from Buium. But this is the U20s, and this is, his slap shot there. Nice goal right there against Sweden in the gold medal match. That was a very big goal, actually. It was like 3-2 for USA at that time, and then he buries that and pretty much cements it for Team USA for the goal. So Zeev Buium, he's not number 11. Okay, moving on to number 12. Another one of my personal favorites, Liam Greentree, plays for the Windsor Spitfires in the OHL. 64 points in 42 games on a team that doesn't have a lot of scoring depth. So he's pretty much carrying the offensive role on that team. And I've said this in tweets. I said he kind of reminds me a lesser version of Wyatt Johnston in Dallas there, who is a Spitfire alumni. And look at this move here. Just totally fools the D, fools another D, and then look at that pass. Wow. Yep, more of a passer, I'd say, than a shooter, but he's got that, that vision on the ice, hockey IQ, I guess you could call it. And he's 6'2". So you know what? You got a big mobile forward like that, you're gonna garner some attention. And Liam Greentree, he's in the top 15. All right, moving on. Number 13, lucky 13, Trevor Connelly, plays in Tri-City in the USHL. He's another player that I find is pretty good defensively as well, like a two-way games. Got 43 points in 31 games. And look at last year, as a 16-year-old, had 47 points in 57 games. So he definitely can put the puck in the net and got that scoring touch. Watch this. This kind of exemplifies some of his abilities. He does that little chip over the shoulder here. Look at that. Boop. That is a nice goal, Trevor Connelly. He just got hurt, actually. Hurt his knee, but they said it's not a really bad injury, so he might be back sooner than later. So good health to Trevor Connelly coming back early. All right, number 14, the workhorse, Michael Brandsegg-Nygard, and he is from Norway, plays in Sweden, has 13 points in 29 games in the second division in Sweden there. He's a, really good skater, or decent skater, I guess you could say. But watch this. This is in the World Juniors again, and you're going to see a shot right now. He just absolutely destroys the bottle over the net there. But, I don't think he has that offensive upside like some of the other players that I mentioned earlier. But definitely is garnering some attention in this draft. And obviously look at that shot. Wow, can shoot a puck. So Nygard at number 14. Okay, number 15. Iginla. I think I've been saying his name kind of wrong. The son of Jerome Iginla, Hall of Famer, and 58 points in 43 games, 32 goals. And you know what? 6 feet, 186. Plays a very similar style to his dad and can wire a puck. The Iginla boys are coming on strong in the hockey world. Watch out for them. And look at this. Watch this. You're going to see this shot here, eh? Kind of looks like his dad there. Nice rip. Wow. Boom. It's in the net. And so, yeah, Iginla, he's been climbing up the ranks too. And we got him at 15 right now. All right, so moving on. Number 16. Another D, Carter Yakemchuk, who's 6'3", 190 pounds, right-handed D. Yes, that is always good. And he's got 47 points in 42 games. And you should see the moves. Look at this play right here. When the puck's on his stick, watch out. Watch out. He's got some nifty, couldn't get the tuck and then just goes in backhand there. So nice play. Yeah, I guess you could call him an offensive defenseman. Like when you're putting up 47 points in 42 games in the dub, not bad at all. And he's 6'3", right? All right. So now I got some honorable mentions. A couple players that are on the bubble, I guess you could say. I mean, you know what? This could change within a few picks or whatnot. The first one is Adam Jiricek, brother of David Jiricek, who plays in Columbus. And he's in the top division in the Czech men's league, has 1.19 games. Unfortunately, I wanted to see more of him at the World Juniors. Got hurt in the first game, so we didn't really get to see. So that might affect his stock, but he's an honorable mention. Another one who played at the World Juniors for Team Finland was Emil Hemming, and he's got 10 points in 32 games in the league of the top men's league there. And he's another one, didn't get a lot of ice time at the World Juniors, so another one where, didn't get to see him against, top junior players of his age. And then another Russian, Igor Chernyshov, who has 24 points in 18 games in the MHL. He's 6'2", 192 pounds. So he's a big kid, mobile, got some nice hands too, and he's on the cusp as well. And that is it for the top 16 for January or mid-season rankings. And we're coming up to scouting report pretty soon. I'm excited, and some more content in the near future. So stick around and please subscribe, hit that like button. I really appreciate everyone watching these videos. It means a lot to me, and I'm having a lot of fun. And thank you. And get in the comment section and let's see what you think of the top 16 and who do you like and who you don't like. So that's it for tonight. Cheers.